Hey everybody, it's Melissa Sorrentino, and I'm going to do a little Improv Sophisticate. Improv Sophisticate is my hashtag of the channel that talks about improv and how it goes together with life, and the two sort of like meet together, and improv influences life and vice versa. So this morning I had a bit of a revelation, and I wanted to just get it really quick on video before I forget, even though there's noise outside. So I'm in my bedroom. I apologize. It's weird. It's not supposed to be creepy. But anyway, so I was at the sink and I was rinsing my sprouter. I make broccoli sprouts, and it has these like 4 little layers. And if anybody sprouts seeds, it's this little thing, and it takes like anywhere from 4 to 7 days for them to sprout. Mine sprout pretty quick because of, it's warm here, I guess. But anyway, so I was in the middle of doing something I just habitually do. I don't stop and think, oh, I should do this. It's just like automatic. When I remove the broccoli sprouts from each little layer, and I do my little thing where I store them and freeze them and do, put them in smoothies and stuff. So I do a little swoopy thing, and I pull the sprouts out. And left in the little thingy jig in the sprouter plastic container are quite a few seeds, like more than several, often like maybe 20. And there's that many per layer, and there's 4 layers. So, give or take, there's probably about 100 seeds that don't sprout. Well, you know what I do? I give so little attention to the sprouts themselves compared to these freaking seeds that didn't sprout. So I would often gather all those up, and it takes forever because there's these little tiny ridges, and it catches all the little seeds, and you're like tap 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 tap, and then you rinse it, and you're trying to, and then the seeds start coming out the top, and you're like, no, and it's supposed to go down a little funnel at the bottom. I know this probably doesn't make sense, but the point being, just take all that and just suffice it to say, it's a pain in the ass trying to get these little dud seeds out. And a couple of them might have a little sprout, but these other ones are like, they're fully sprouted. There's a little sprout on the end. They're delicious, and they're green, and they have the little white thing coming out of the bottom. So those I just scoop out and I deal with those. I know they're perfect, so I don't really care. So I take the ones though that were like a problem, and they're the ones that get all the attention. So I glanced at the clock, and I did something today I have never done. I just put them down the drain. And as I did, I spoke to them just a little bit, and I said, I'm sorry, but I just don't want to waste so much time. You had an opportunity to sprout, and for some reason you chose not to. And I just don't have time in my day to give you this much attention when these ones just sprouted. I could sprout like 2 more harvests of perfect ones in the amount of time that I spend trying to re-sprout you guys, or somehow utilize them in the smoothies. I was like, you're a waste of time. But so, just very briefly, I spoke to them and said, I'm sorry that I just don't have time for you. I'm really sorry. But I'm going to spend my time on the sprouts that are sprouting. So some of you might already be going, I see where she's going with this. Well, an improv scene, they're not all winners, right? But sometimes we end up just hammering this stupid joke that we feel like nobody got, rather than just letting that lie and getting to the parts of the scene that are working. Or, maybe in your improv community, there's a couple people that you just don't gel with. Why continue to try to keep working with this person, and they're trying to work with you while you're clearly not making it happen, and instead of this myriad of other humans that are already sprouted to be like what already works with you? And like, why keep working on your own weaknesses? Like, oh, I suck at character work, but I'm super brainy and heady and hilarious. Why not do a little bit here and there? Just once in a while, try to work on that character work, spread it out, but stick with your brainy shit that does well. I'm talk about like double down on your strengths. And that's really the moral of the story here. And clearly that can go into life. And I'm sure, you know, your brain can start going clickety-click rather than sit here and listen to me go through the different things that I would think. But, you know, just a quick spitball would be like, this has to do with relationships that aren't working. If you set them down, or you just leave it there. Sometimes the delightful, wonderful thing that happens is you kind of leave it alone. Don't pick at it. And just kind of do something else, you know, do something else for a little while. And then you might look over and be like, oh, all of a sudden now it does gel and I can use that. Or that idea I put in my back pocket, now I can slap that down, and that actually ends up being the blow line of the scene, you know, in improv. This is kind of like all over the place, but I really think that those of you who kind of like are already there with me are going to get it. And I hope you find that inspiring. And if this is a little bit too, what are you talking about? Then, you know, maybe you just should stick with the more like basic improv rules stuff. But that's not what I'm trying to do here. All right. I have made a vow to stop trying to justify myself. Oh, whatever. Girl Scouts promise. Okay. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Mwah! Love you. Take care.